Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm here at Hyundai of Trenton to take a look at a brand new 2023 Hyundai Tucson. This is the SEL Hybrid with the convenience package, all-wheel drive. Let's see what this thing brings to the market, so let's dig in. All right, the front end of this Tucson in phantom black. Totally blacked out in the front except for that Hyundai badge, which kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. I think I might like to see that in some darker chrome finish rather than that bright chrome, considering how everything else is more subdued up front. I love those waterfall daytime running lights that are LED, which is cool. We also have LED headlights and LED turn signals in this hybrid SEL convenience package all-wheel drive Tucson. Wow, that's a mouthful. All right, wheel and tire setup on this Tucson. We have a 19-inch wheel. We have silver and gloss black, or maybe even more like a satin black finish. Looking good. I like the design, gives it some good sense of motion. Standard brake and rotor package. What we have tire-wise, we have all-season tires, 235 on the width, a 55 series sidewall, 19s, all four corners, all-wheel drive. All right, full side profile on this Tucson, and it has a lot of angles to it. A lot of body lines, a lot of angles, a lot of change in depth along the side profile. So I think it's a very brave design by Hyundai. It isn't exactly my cup of tea, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Proportionally, I think it looks good. I'm just not so sure about all those hard body lines going throughout both the front and rear door. Let me know what you think in the comments. Moving in closer, we are flat black plastic around the wheel wells. We are color matched on the side view mirror with LED turn signals. We have color matched front and rear door handles. The fuel filler is on the left side, and then up top we are color matched up top, shark fin antenna, and a panoramic sunroof. All right, the rear end of this Tucson, we have a fairly decent size roof spoiler up top, and that rear wiper is tucked up underneath that roof spoiler and will swoop down to clean off the roof rather than having the wiper down below, and that leaves room for the Hyundai badge where that lower mount rear wiper would go. So I think that is a nice idea, cleans up everything. Also protects that rear wiper from damage from the elements and car washes. We're all LED lighting in the back on the taillights and on the brake lights, and unfortunately the turn signals are standard bulbs. The Tucson badge on the left and the hybrid H-Track hybrid badge on the right. Of course, H-Track standing for Hyundai's all-wheel drive system. And then we have those taillights that a lot of people think look like shark's teeth or maybe a ripoff on the Ford Mustang. Let me know what you think in the comments. Overall, though, I think they look pretty good, even if it's a borrowed design. Tail flat black on the lower bumper, and we have our tailpipe tucked up underneath the right side of the vehicle. All right, we are under the hood of this 2023 Tucson Hybrid. And what are we looking at for a power plant? Well, we got a 1.6 liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine with hybrid drive, 180 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque, MPGs, 37 in the city, 36 on the highway, 37 combined. The engine's minimum octane rating is 87, so you can run this on regular unleaded gas. All right, as we jump into the interior of this Tucson, you're going to want to know, Mike, how much does this Tucson cost? Well, MSRP, the way this vehicle is optioned, is $35,850. So let's start with the footbox. Nice large dead pedal, even though there's carpet on it, which we had some aluminum finish on both that brake and accelerator. Carpeted floor mats are in the tailgate. We have power seats for the front passenger, power seats for the front for the driver, manual seats for the front passenger. Woo! Black interior. Pretty plain Jane, black cross stitch, nothing too exciting, nothing too crazy. As we look at the door panel, I like the door panel. We got the soft touch up top. We have silver trim with gloss black that rings around the door panel, and it continues with that design up on the dash. So I like how that design works. we have a brushed aluminum finish on the door handle, gloss black around the switchgear, but the switchgear itself is flat black. As we move over to the dash, we have that same design that comes through here. Again, soft touch up top, and then down below, we have a nice large glove box. Infotainment system time, what are we looking at? We're looking at that tried and true 10.25-inch Hyundai infotainment system. Before we get to that, we have our four-way hazards up top, 2 heat and air vents. Then we have our touchscreen, nice response, nice and clear. We have dual panel action, which I always like on these systems, which is going to give you all sorts of action on what else you can put up on the screen at the same time. We have wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto, Wi-Fi hotspot, driver profiles, all that jazz as we've seen in these systems before. We have dual climate control action right here. This is another screen below it, where you can adjust your temperature up or down, which is nice. All right, rear camera action, nice and clear with trajectory. No 360-degree cameras in this car, but it's a nice, clear backup camera. Nicely done. And then down below that, we have USB, 12 volt, another USB, and a wireless charging pad, which is right here, which is a nice touch. Then underneath, starting with the center console, we have 3-stage heated seats for the driver and front passenger, hill descent control, drive modes, which we'll show you when we get to the dash. Here is our push button for the transmission, 2 cup holders, and then we have our Hyundai key fob, nice looking key fob, lock, unlock, press and hold through the tailgate, panic button, remote start, nice weight, nice touch. Nice soft center armrest, pop that open, and we have a nice place in here for storage. Steering wheel time, we got a nice leather-wrapped Hyundai steering wheel, nice 10 and 2 notches, nice aluminum trim on the horn button, the Hyundai badge in the middle, and again, that nice aluminum trim going around the spokes of the wheel, which I think makes it look really nice. We do have gloss black on some of the switchgear and silver on some other parts of it. So we have our telephone and voice commands on the left, our adaptive cruise control and safety suite controls on the right. We do have paddles to go up and down the 6-speed automatic transmission. Here are our headlight controls on the left and windshield wiper controls for the front and back on the right. Down below here, we have our brighten and dim the dash, pop the tailgate. We have our traction control off, and then our 12-volt battery reset, which is done when this car has been left turned off for quite a while, like if you're going on vacation. The fob will open up the car, and then you push this in to wake up that hybrid battery, and the battery wakes up, and you're ready to start it up and ready to rock and roll. And that is a safety feature when you leave this off a long time, so the battery doesn't totally drain down to 0 while the car is off for a while. So I like that feature, and that's in all of the Hyundai hybrid action vehicles and electric cars as well. We're looking at the dash now. Nice 10.25-inch digital dash. Everything on here digital. Drive mode action. What are we looking at? We got snow mode and things change. Smart, things about stay the same. Sport, everything goes red, which I think looks cool. And then eco, and everything goes green, and that looks cool. You also have more different pages inside here. We're going to leave this on our gas mileage to see what kind of gas mileage we get on the drive today. And we're going to leave it in eco to try to maximize our MPGs, but a nice digital dash here in this 2023 Tucson Hybrid. Overhead console action. We have LED interior lighting, which is nice. If you want the lights to go on and off when you open and close the door, this button on the right is left pushed in. And when that is in and you open the door, the lights come on. And when you close it, the lights will go off. In the center, we have our panoramic sunroof. One shot and the sunshade will open, and one shot all the way back to over the back seat passengers. Very nice wide opening. And then it's one touch to close it back up. Here it comes. Very, very smooth. Very, very easy to operate. Not glitchy at all. Nice job. We move to the sun visor with vanity. slide? Yes, it slides to cover up the side sun. Very nicely done. All right, getting into the back seat. Here we go. Step right in, nice and easy to get in. Plenty of room for my knees. This seat is set for my driving position. Plenty of room for my head at 5'11". Plenty of shoulder width room. Door panels are the same as the front. Nice consistency of design, and unlike what we saw on the other Hyundai that we did, and I believe it was the Elantra Hybrid, where this trim piece here stopped along here and didn't extend all the way to the back door. In this particular Tucson, they extend that. So that's a nice consistency of theme, and it wasn't a glaring omission like it was in that Elantra Hybrid. But overall, nice door panel, nice room. We do have door pockets right here. Excuse me, door pockets, seat pockets behind the driver and front passenger, and they're more like cargo nets, not seat pockets, but that'll work. Then we get to the rear center console for the rear. We have heat and air vents. Down below, 2 USB-A's. And then as we come around here to our center armrest, we open that up. Nice and soft. 2 cup holders. Nicely done. Nice seats. They didn't cheap out on the back seats. So that's nice. Same material as the front. And overall, it's a very nice place to be here in the back of this Tucson. All right, tailgate time on this Tucson. And you can open it with using the key fob or from the front dash, but if you forget, you can just come right to the back, and there's a button right underneath this handle. You push it in. Nice electric assist on the way up, nice electric assist on the way down using this button here. There we go. Here are our carpeted Tucson floor mats, which are nice, and then we have the carpeted Tucson cargo mat, which is nice. You open that up, you have more storage, and then you open that up underneath here, and we do not have a spare. It is missing. That's too bad. Would have liked to seen a spare tire in here, but overall, some nice space. We have a 12 volt in case you need power here in the back of this Tucson, and then we can have the security shade, which is removable. And now if you want to take those back row seats down, you just pull this and the seat folds flat, and you pull this one and the seat folds flat. And again, this car is new and this is a little stiff, so it might take some time for this to work itself in. You push those down, lock them in, and now you have much more room for those larger items. So a great use of space here in the back of this Tucson. Well, we got some glare out here today, but here is the window sticker for this 2023 Tucson Hybrid. Feel free to pause the video, zoom in, see everything that's optioned inside this vehicle. And now let's take it for a spin. All right, all right, we are on our way here in this 2023 Hyundai Tucson SEL Hybrid with the convenience package. Excuse me. So, it is a very smooth riding SUV. No doubt about it. Feels good, handles nicely. Now we're in eco and we're taking it easy to maximize those MPGs, because that's why you would buy a hybrid in an SUV. So we're zipping along. After I sign off from the driving portion of the review, I will show you a screenshot of the gas mileage on the dash that we got all over this trip and how many miles we went, so you can get an idea if we are meeting or exceeding the federal estimate of 37 miles per gallon in combined driving. We're going to do a little driving around town, and then up on the highway, and then back around town, and then back in some stop and go traffic through some lights back to the dealer. So we'll have a little bit of everything on this drive to see how these MPGs are going to get maximized. Now, I'm not going to film the entire drive. That's why I had mentioned that after I sign off from the video, I'll put on a quick screenshot of what the mileage was, so you can get an idea of what you may expect in combined driving on this Tucson Hybrid. But it drives well. It's well damped. The ride is firm. It's an SUV ride, not a minivan ride, so it's a bit on the firmer side, but the suspension's well damped. It feels good underneath me. Gives me confidence to drive it well, It handles well. Obviously, the steering is numb. You don't feel any feedback from the road, but that's to be expected in a vehicle like this one. So that's not surprising. And overall, it just feels really, really good. It feels really well put together and really, really competent on the road. Now we're going to merge onto the highway, and we'll see how this gets up to speed. This is a torquey engine with that electric motor assist on the torque. This is a torquey little engine, and it just gets you right up to highway speeds. No problem. Gives you a lot of confidence on the merge, for sure. A lot of confidence on the merge, as we're doing right now, and it just feels really, really good. Now we're going to accelerate a little bit. There we go. Get around these cars. Very nice. Very, very nice. Right up to highway speeds, zipping down the interstate, not a problem. So very, very nicely done on the highway speeds in this car, and the torque really is a big assist, and that is largely due to the electric assist from the motors on the torque coming in down low to get this vehicle up to speed. And now we have a little bit of wind noise on the highway because we're higher up in the SUV, but not bad. And now we're going to get on off the highway, and then we're going to start heading back down the back roads towards the dealership. But nicely done by Hyundai in this Tucson. It feels good. Come through the twisty bits a little bit here on this off-ramp, on the brakes. A little bit of body roll as to be expected, and now back to the right on this S-curve. Very nicely done. Very confident. Had full confidence that the car would do exactly as I asked it to do. So that is a good thing, especially when it comes to a car that's not a performance car, that's built for maximizing those MPGs and stretching that gas dollar. That is a very nice bonus. But I like the visibility out of all the glass. No problems at all. No blind spots that I can see. We have full safety features in here as far as our tech. So we have the blind spot monitoring, the cross traffic alert, the road sign recognition, the pre-collision alarm, all of that stuff. Pedestrian, stuff going on in here. I can't remember what the heck they call it, but it has a lot of nice stuff in here. All the tech you would need to make sure that you're safe when you're out on the road, for sure, which I really, really like. So now we're going to start our drive back towards the dealer to see how we're going to maximize these MPGs on this drive today, and I'm hoping we can hit the estimate. I don't know if we will, but I'm hoping that we will, that's for sure. So we're going to come up to this light and hang a right and get out of this sun that's in my eyes and start heading back down towards the dealership. There's just a lot of traffic out here in the afternoon around when school's getting out, so I can't exactly do everything I would like, but what I can do, since there's nobody behind me right now, is a brake test from 40 miles an hour. Emergency brake. Perfect. Stop beautifully, and now we take off again. Nicely done. So it stopped on a dime, no pull of the steering wheel, and then off we go again. So very nicely done. No problems at all, and I wasn't expecting any. You never know. Figured I'd try it out. But that's where we are. This is just a nice driving car that's going to get you those good MPGs, maximize your dollars for gas, and it's practical. You can fit 4 people in here nicely. Even though it's built for 5, I would say 4 people in here nicely. You got plenty of room in the tailgate cargo area for all your gear. You can fold the rear seats down, not a problem, and put in larger items if you need to. So it's really, really quite practical in that way, economical as far as the gas goes. You sit up higher so you get a better command view of the road, which a lot of people do like. That's why I think these SUVs are so popular. But overall, Nice car, well put together. Let me know what you think about the exterior redesign. I think it's a little bit too angular for me. Let me know what you think, whether you like it, whether you don't like it. Let me know if you're looking at one of these cars, and if you are, what are you cross-shopping it against, if anything? Let me know about that in the comments. I want to thank all of you for watching today. I want to thank Hyundai of Trenton for allowing the channel access to this vehicle for a review this afternoon. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please also consider subscribing and turn on that notification bell so you never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound, and stay tuned for that gas mileage update. Take care, everyone. All right, here's the gas mileage, 9.7 miles, 31.9 miles a gallon, not quite at that 37 federal estimate in combined mileage, but of course we did have that emergency stop and takeoff, as well as some acceleration to overtake cars on the highway, so I'll cut a little bit of a break, but I still think I would have liked to seen this a little bit better, since it was advertised a little bit better. Let me know what you think in the comments.